What's up, beautiful people? Welcome back. Welcome back to another episode of Conversations Unleashed. I know you are used to me releasing the episodes on a Wednesday morning, but we're back in school now, okay? And I had to get here and teach, so more than likely it'll release throughout the day on Wednesday or either Thursday morning. But I want to thank y'all for joining me again. Come on now, listen. This is the best podcast in the world, if you ask me. This is Conversations Unleashed, rising together, and I'm so glad that you are here. If you have not, please rate this podcast, comment on this podcast, share it with someone, because here we talk about education, we talk about life, we talk about everything that is relevant to you, and just offer a new perspective. It's a 10-minute weekly power up. But on today, as you can see, if you're watching on YouTube, shout out to the YouTube gang that's subscribing, or the YouTube crew or community, whatever vernacular you would like to use. Let's get right into it. First, I want to say rest in peace to Melissa Fields. She was an incredible mother, incredible friend to my family, incredible supporter of me from high school when I was playing ball in high school. And she died recently, and I've been struggling with it. She passed on this Sunday, the 1st, and I've been struggling because it always bothers me when life happens so quickly. And that's why I'm such an advocate of, y'all, while we're here, we got to love on people while we're here, because you can really be here today and gone tomorrow. And just like that. And because of life responsibilities, we just got to keep pushing forward. And it's not necessarily fair. So I think it's just smart of us to try our best to just try to love on people. So, since I've said all of that, this is the second week of us here at the Ron Clark Academy. And y'all, I've been tasked to teach something new. And that task is unique. I teach 4th grade social studies, and I also teach 6th grade reading. But I want you to hear about this, right? Ron Clark came to me at the beginning of the year and said, "Hey, Michael, I want you to teach the election along with the 4th grade standards." Now, some of you may be like, how in the world are you going to do that? There's ways you can tie in current events with the standards. It's all in how the teacher addresses it and spins it. But y'all, I teach in Georgia, which is an area and place that is very sensitive towards politics. And even if you ask me, the whole entire education system is sensitive towards politics. And y'all, I got a question. Why? Like, if you think about this, why are we so sensitive to teaching concepts and things inside of the school systems, right? Why are we so sensitive to teaching things that are important and relevant to kids? Now, do I believe teachers and leaders should be saying their personal views out to kids and students? No, but I do believe you can frame subjects and topics in a way to allow the kids to arrive to their own conclusion, right? Because when you think about this, we don't really allow kids to talk and discuss those things, but we still want to be a superpower in the world. And how can you be a superpower, a country that's doing incredible things, if you don't even have a strong education system? Our kids should be allowed to talk about the current candidates and things and their ideologies so they can see how it affects their community, and then they can vote and be more informed when they get older. And I think that's something we need to figure out. That is why Mark Twain once said, "I did not allow my schooling to interrupt my education." And the implications of that particular quote, he's basically saying the education system is rigid. Sometimes it shuts out creativity. Sometimes it doesn't allow the freedom and the autonomy. And we all know this. We know this is a fact. All of us has had a friend that was back in school that would sell candy in school. And you would go hit them up when you want to snack throughout the day. And oftentimes schools will shut that down. Why? Because sometimes some schools, even today, aren't open to all kids won't work a 9 to 5. Some kids are meant to be business owners. Some kids are meant to be creatives and leaders, but we shrink them to conform to what learning should be. And that's why I think sometimes, is the school systems failing us on purpose? Like, we say we want to do things in theory, but do we really follow through with it? Like, for example, we say we want more teachers of color and representation in the education system, but at the same time, we are banning books and preventing teachers from teaching standards that represent the very teachers you're trying to hire. We say that we want a strong economy, but we don't teach financial literacy in school, but we live in a capitalistic society. Every day, Monday through Friday, 9:30 to 4 o'clock, trillions of dollars move through the stock market, but we don't teach our kids the concept of investing, but we are cool with them being addicted to consumerism. Like, it's one of those things, y'all, that I think about all the time. And I want you to think on today, what can we do to shift that? Now, if you listen to this podcast, whether you are a teacher, a business owner, or just a phenomenal citizen, we all have been through the education system, and I think it's okay to question it. Now, will we be able to change everything? There's so many different laws and legislation and things that has to be put into place. But what I will say is one of the best ways that we can improve the education system starting today, the very first thing you can do, start asking questions to kids in the education system. One of the questions that always makes some teachers, the mediocre teachers, the teachers that are basic, the teachers that are rigid, the teachers that are stubborn, the teachers that are emotionally constipated, the teachers that are intellectually stubborn, the teachers that are oafs, the question that gets on their nerves a lot is why? Some people believe the terminology why is disrespectful, or the question why is disrespectful. I think that it is a great question in the right context. Because the fact of the matter is, if you want to learn something, you have to understand it. And how can you understand if you don't question it? So one of the best things you can do in your community, in your barbershops, in your family reunions, at your homes, ask kids questions. Who do you think should be the president? Why? You know what, son, daughter, or child, they're building a lot of homes in this particular area. Why? You know what? They say that the iPhone is the number one most bought product in the entire world. Why? That why is forcing them at this physiological level, is forcing their neurons to connect, right? And figure out how to think about something in an analytical and critical way. I don't know if you've noticed, but research has said that in the next 5 years, 70 million jobs will be replaced by AI. You know why that's crazy? Because there's about 300 to 330 million people in the world. Let's go a little bit deeper. If technology is replacing jobs and the middle class is already disappearing, meaning that inflation is killing the middle class, as you can see, people are having to move in with each other, etc. We need to raise children who have critical and beautiful people skills and can think creatively about solving problems. Right? Because when we dive deep into that may be the episode next week. The middle class is disappearing, right? I want you to understand that that's one of the best tools that we can use right now with the rise of technology. But last but not least, you know what's another thing that you can do? Here's another thing that you can do. Outside of asking why, outside of identifying why does the education system operate this way, you can be bold. I want all of you to think about a way you can be bold in your own life. You know, the reason I think that God has blessed me so much with this platform, one, because I'm a giver. Two, I don't deserve it. It's all his grace and mercy. But I think that I'm challenging ways that how the education system should work. Like I'm teaching fourth grade right now, the difference between Republicans, Democrats, right? And then eventually the next lesson is going to be about the economy. So I can move from the economy to talking about President Trump's policies and President Kamala Harris' policies. And eventually they'll learn about the stock market and how that impacts the economy. I think it's important to do things like that because being bold will open them up to a whole new world. Imagine if you would have learned about buying assets and things when you were in school instead of buying all the latest iPhones and Jordans and every other piece of clothes that you no longer own. I think it's important for us to be bold. That's why Melissa Fields' death hit me the way it did. And if anything, y'all, if I'm honest, I'm still emotional about it. But I would say this. It was a reminder for me to live and to try my best to love my kids and love on people every single day. Because life is short. Life is not promised. And what can happen is we can be so used to just waking up every single day that we forget to try to give it our all. So if you're in a crazy relationship right now and you have your doubts, why are you there? If you're in a job that you don't feel appreciated, why are you there? If you're surrounded by people that don't really value you, why are you there? If you are not eating healthy and etc. and trying to exercise, why are you not treating your body well? I'm not just talking to you, I'm talking to myself. I literally have a text message and a workout plan. I have a salad I brought to work today on this Wednesday, right? Y'all, let's be bold. Let's be bold. Are the schools failing us on purpose? Maybe. But the question is, what are you going to do about it? As always, you know I love you. And never forget my tagline, baby. Legacy over likes. Peace.